And welcome to First Take. Mad Dog Chris Russo is here, ready for spring, I might add. A little Easter Sunday fit you got on there. Stephen A., good morning. How are you?
Oh, whoa. Wait a minute.
What's the matter?
What blazer does Doggy have on? I'm talking about stepping out. What? Excuse me, I don't appreciate the fact that there's not a tie. There's a dress code. You haven't lived up to it. You're starting off on the wrong foot. But the blazer, I must say, is nice. And the shirt that goes with it, it's very nice. You just messed it up because you didn't have a tie on. Even your hair, a little slick back, Pat Riley style, looking a little nice. If you had the tie, I wouldn't have any complaints. But the blazer is nice. You stepped up. Next time, make sure you wear a tie.
Happy Easter to you, too, Steve. Happy Easter to you, too.
He's just a little Peter Rabbit today. That's what he is. All right, and not bouncing around, I don't know. I didn't know the right transition there. Were the Knicks last night because they lost to the Rockets in a game that was really never close. Houston jumped out to an early lead. They led by double digits most of the way. All 5 of Houston's starters scored in double figures. Reed Shepherd added 20 off the bench as well. As for the Knicks, they've now dropped 3 in a row, all by double figures, to playoff teams. Concerning. Meanwhile, in the West, the Lakers beat the Cavaliers last night after Luka Doncic scored 42 points to go with 12 assists. DeAndre Ayton also added 18 and 9. The Lakers led by 27 entering the fourth quarter, took home the W 127-113. The Lakers, have now won 4 straight. They've only lost 2 games since the end of February. Luka Doncic joins an elite group of players to have 600 points and 100 assists in a calendar month. His 600 points are the 3rd most in a calendar month since the NBA-ABA merger in 1976-1977, behind 2019 James Harden and 1987 Michael Jordan. So, Lakers are rolling, Knicks are losing. What is more concerning, the Lakers and what they're doing, or the Knicks losing? Stephen A., what do you think?
Of course it's the New York Knicks and what they're doing. Message to Josh Hart. Do I need to shut the hell up now? Does it make sense what I was saying now? I mean, are you getting it now? You haven't won a game since you clapped back at me. You're on the losing streak since he talks back about me. Maybe if y'all prioritize what the hell I was saying and pay attention to the substance and the veracity of my comments instead of protecting your boys, you'd be winning games when you go up against teams that's better than 500 with their record. Do I make sense now? Because I ain't getting personal. I'm talking basketball. And every time you go up against somebody that's relatively respectable, you're wetting the bed. You're like 4-8 or 4-9 against winning teams since the All-Star break, but you're 9-0 against sub-500 teams. Well, who the hell you think you're going to be playing come playoff time? The New York Knicks are literally a couple of weeks away from the playoffs starting, and Josh Hart is on camera talking about we moving in the wrong direction. You know, we got to get our stuff together. We're looking at a team that still doesn't have a definitive identity. We're looking at a team that New York Knicks fans know are talented, know is playoff caliber, but we're questioning their toughness. What's up? What's up? If the playoffs were to begin today, Doggy, they'd be going up against the Atlanta Hawks. Have you seen what the Atlanta Hawks have been doing?
Playing well.
Have you seen what they've been doing since they got rid of Trae Young?
Yeah, good
Have you
point.
seen Josh Johnson?
Yep.
Have you seen Dyson? Have you seen, have you seen these cats playing basketball? They're not an easy out. You went up against the Pistons last year. They had injuries. You lucked up there. You went against Boston. You caught them napping. That's not going to be the case this time. New York Knicks were in the conference finals last year. They're not sneaking up on anybody. And I'm bringing up, you need all hands on deck, everybody playing their game, and they going in the wrong damn direction. One more time, rhetorically. Do I need to shut the hell up now? Do you get what I'm saying now? Because the New York Knicks look like a team that's going home in April. They better get their stuff together. I'm not predicting that's going to happen. I still believe against them, against anybody other than Detroit. But I'm very worried with what I'm seeing right now. I don't like what I'm seeing.
You knew Stevie was going to come back at Mr. Hart, because I read the same thing, and you was going to be feisty there. I would say the Knicks, too. If you look at the seeds with the Lakers, they're going to get Denver in that first round, because Denver has 2 with the Spurs and 1 with the Thunder. So they have 3 very hard games, and they're tied right now with Houston and who's the other one in there? And Minnesota. They all have the same amount of losses, but Denver's got the hardest schedule. So Denver might fall to the 6. And if they fall to the 6, the Lakers who played Denver in the opening round of the playoffs. Because, again, the Nuggets have a very hard – they got the Thunder and the Spurs twice. They might lose all 3 of those games. So if that's the case, Stevie, Lakers will get Denver. We all know Denver owns the Lakers in the postseason in the last 2 or 3 times. They only played 3 times this year. You only can look at one game where everybody played. Lakers did win in overtime.
Two very, very different teams this year, but okay,
well,
sure.
That's a tricky series. Lakers-Nuggets is a tricky series for the Lakers to win. I understand they're better and everything else. It's too tricky. From a Knicks perspective, are you that surprised? Houston had lost that terrible game to the Knicks at Madison Square Garden. They blew the big lead. Houston was raring to go. They scored 37 points in the first quarter last night. Knicks are not going to beat Houston. They were competitive Sunday night against Oklahoma City. But this is going to be a tough stretch for the Knicks. At Charlotte, at OKC, and at Houston, after 7 cakewalks, they were going to lose a couple of these games. They lost all 3. Would have preferred to have won a game. But the Knicks are going to be in a situation like we've discussed forever. They're going to be in that top 4, and they are capable of going to the NBA final. And they'll get out of the first round, despite Stevie's thoughts on the Hawks all of a sudden. But chances are that second-round series and conference final will be a war. The Knicks could lose in the second round, or they can eke out 2 wins and get to a final. They can do either thing. I would say probably lose before they get to an NBA final right now.
Well,
Steve?
first of all, a couple of things. Don't mention, I respect what I'm seeing from the Charlotte Hornets. Con Knipple has been sensational. Obviously, LaMelo Ball can ball. I love the job that Charles Lee is doing as coach of the Charlotte Hornets, no doubt about that. But let's not mention them in the same breath as the Oklahoma City Thunder, like the Knicks wasn't supposed to win that damn game. You were supposed to win that game. That's number one. Number two, it's one thing to lose to Houston. You give up 37 points in the first quarter? You let them start the game on a 14-1 run to start the game? You're down 16 points in the first quarter. Talk about showing up ill-prepared to do your job. That would be one of those things. Number 3, 7 for 21 in the paint in the non-restricted area. You have no post game. So basically you're a perimeter shooting team and you're an open court team. But when it comes, if you're sending the message, when you see stuff like that, 7 for 21 in the paint in the non-restricted area, what you're saying, doggy, is this: we're going to slow the game down and turn the Knicks into a half-court team. When that happens, how does that bode well for you? Basically, if you're the Boston Celtics, you're the Cleveland Cavaliers, you're the Detroit Pistons, you're the Atlanta Hawks, get back on defense. Make the Knicks a half-court team, which they pretty much are anyway because they ain't running anybody out of the gym. But the point that I'm making is that when you don't score in the low post, you're essentially a perimeter shooting team. And you're a perimeter shooting team if you can get out on the break, spread the floor, and get to your spots and launch from there. You're going to have open shots. But if teams get back on defense, those perimeter shots are going to be contested. So you look at it from that standpoint, what is there to be excited about regarding the New York Knicks? The answer right now is absolutely nothing. Why? It's not because they're not good. It's not because they're not a playoff caliber team. And I may get on Josh Hart a little bit, but I got love for him. I'm so happy that he's a New York Knick, and I appreciate all that he's done and all that Jalen Brunson has done. But he came to the defense of his cap, Mikal Bridges. It's not about the $150 million. He deserves that paper. That's not what I'm saying. They gave up 6 first-round picks for
Terrible
this man.
trade.
6 first-round picks, all right? So the point is, I need more from him. I need more from Karl Anthony Towns. I need more from Josh Hart. I need more from all of them. Collectively, you got to get your act together or your asses are going home in April. And let me tell you something. That's not what we planned on doing. I had them going to the finals. We saw them in the Eastern Conference Finals last year. We came into this season, Jason Tatum, Damian Lillard, Tyrese Halliburton, who took them out of the playoffs the last 2 years, all of them had torn Achilles. I'm like, by default, the New York Knicks should be fine. Well, this dude, Jason Tatum, has been a miracle, a medical miracle, because he's back 200 days plus sooner than Kevin Durant and others came back from an Achilles tear. And he just dropped 32 the other night without Jaylen Brown. I'm looking at Boston, I'm like, oh, damn, we in trouble, because everywhere you turn, others are ascending while the Knicks have appeared to have flatlined. Why would I be happy about that? Why would Knicks fans be happy about that? That's what I'm talking about. And by the way, if that makes me a part-time Knicks fan, so be it. I'll take it from somebody who wasn't even born 24 years before I became a New York Knicks fan. I'll take it. Let him talk.
The Knicks have 6 games left on their schedule, and then the playoffs will begin, and seeding will happen. And Josh Hart is calling this upcoming game against Memphis, at Memphis, a must-win. Memphis?
Oh, please. You think?
Memphis.
They're losing on purpose.
Memphis is 25-50. What are we talking about? A must-win?
That's a must-win? Really? Like he fooling somebody. You should win the game the minute y'all plane lands in Memphis, because they ain't trying to win games right now. You're supposed to beat them.
Exactly. I think they've lost 6 out of their last 7. They won like 2 or 3 in the whole month of March. So a must-win.
And that was by accident.
Exactly. An absolute must-win. Sure. Let's
they
roll
did
with
beat
that.
the Bulls the other night, and I watched the whole damn thing, and I have the Bulls as an over at 33.5. It killed my bet with Fat Rob, so that Memphis game bothered me.
Next time you bet on the Bulls, you should call me. I'll
for the
fill you.
season.
Don't.
It was for this season.
Okay, got it. Let's go to the NFL now. The Cowboys, they decided to franchise tag George Pickens after he led the team in receiving yards and touchdowns last year. However,